Hello and welcome to this introductory tutorial on how to get started developing Flutter apps for Windows. We're going to get started by basically setting up our development environment in Windows. Go to flutter.io's website and click Get Started. From here, just click Install on Windows and it will provide you with a set of instructions that you'll need to basically do what we're going to explain in this video. I'm going to cover it in kind of a less abstract method, so I'm going to go through installing these dependencies. Now, in order to install these dependencies, what we're going to use is a package manager called Chocolatey. You can get this from chocolatey.org. Navigating that site, clicking Install, and scrolling about halfway down the page, you'll get to this fairly long command. We're going to make a copy of that, and we're going to paste it as an administrator into our command line. Typing CMD into your search bar should bring it up. Then right-click, and click Run as Administrator. From here, we're going to paste that command into the terminal. Once installed, we're ready to install our various dependencies. Just to check to make sure Chocolatey is installed, just type Choco. It should return the version number associated with the Chocolatey version installed. Now we need to install Git and we need to install VS Code. We're installing VS Code because it's the official supported IDE for Flutter development, other than Android Studio. I've popped these two commands into a text document so you can have a look, but we basically just need to install the fully installed version of Git by running choco install git.install, which I've already done, but running that will take you through the install process. And then the same goes for Visual Studio Code, running just choco install Visual Studio Code. Once that's done, you should be able to open both of those. For example, that's Visual Studio Code. And we should be able to open up something like git bash. And the final check would be to open up our command line and to just type git. And it should return various git commands. Now we're going to close off everything and go back to our base Flutter website for installing on Windows. We now need to download the Flutter SDK. You can do that by downloading from this link halfway down the page. Now this version number might have changed by the time you're reading this tutorial. However, just download the most recent version. Once that's downloaded, navigate in your file system to where it is, and you should get a zip. Now, I've already decompressed it, but you just need to decompress this file by right-clicking and going Extract All. Opening up this folder, and then opening up the Flutter file, you should see a list of files. This is the Flutter SDK. To get started quickly, just double-click Flutter_console. The last thing I'd like to mention is how we can add Flutter to the path in Windows so that we're able to use it from any command line and we don't just have to run that Flutter start bash script each time. In order to do that, what we're going to need to do is basically take where Flutter is currently. In this case, it's in my users, Nathan, downloads, Flutter Windows, Flutter directory. We're going to double click on bin and we're going to copy this URL here, or this file link here. Then we're going to go to our control panel. We're going to go to users, user accounts, change my environment variables, and then we're going to find this path variable here. If it doesn't exist, just create it. We're going to double click on it, and we're going to go to new, and we're going to punch in that link that we just took a copy of, and then hit OK. Then we'll just close off all those windows. And now the next time you open up a command prompt, you should just be able to type Flutter anywhere. And there we go. In the next video, we're going to cover basically how to install the Android toolchain for all various systems.